Afterparty. We're so glad you're here. My name's Cath.
And I'm Nick. And please like and subscribe to our channel. We really need your support. We're a community of writers. Let's support one another.
Yes. Yes. And talking
All
about
right.
being a community, we'd have fascinating interview recently.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Dr. Brian King, comedian, psychologist, writer, photographer. My gosh, that man wears hats and
It was
so
such
interesting.
a fun interview. Oh my gosh, the
Yeah.
banter that we all got to produce, and it was just so much. I just learned so much
I
too.
know. We are fans. We are fans.
I'm really a fan. Like, I'm definitely gonna look him up on YouTube and buy his book. And I'm just like, I don't. I was really floored by like just how vulnerable and like giving he was. He was so generous. So please go check out that video.
Yeah.
But the one takeaway that I want to talk to you about today, and I think our episode is going to be about, is vulnerability in writing and writer's regret. I mean, there is sometimes these moments where you just give so much to the page, and once it's out, like once your book's circulating, you're like kind of cringe, like, oh my gosh, like I wrote that in the moment, but then I didn't really, in hindsight it's like maybe that wasn't like the best, like the best lens to, like, express myself. I should maybe should do that on a therapist's couch and not like in a novel. But I mean, I just think that that's, and you were going to talk about something that you had heard or read recently about an author
I
that
did. I've
that's
probably forgotten already, so carry on.
you were just about to tell me
No,
about that.
it's true. It's true. I'm reading two books about C.S. Lewis, uh the author of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe,
Okay.
and many, many other books.
Yeah.
And these are historical, sort of not almost biography, but they're fiction. So maybe they're faction.
Yeah.
But one of the things that he says is that it is your inner life that propels so much of your stories.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
And nobody except us, each one of us, knows our own inner life.
We
And
don't even know our inner life sometimes.
and if we choose to share a piece of that,
Yeah.
yeah, and obviously, we've got to try and be our real self,
Mm,
our authentic self.
I agree.
And we need to, I know we've talked about this before,
Yes, but it's so
but let's
important. It's so
let's look at
vital.
the whole part about regrets and things.
Yeah.
Um, let's not regret who we were.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I mean, we cracked open ribs for a reason while we wrote that book, and we bled on that page. And I mean, even if I had a regret, it doesn't deserve to be acknowledged, because I gave what I gave for a reason, and I can't take it back. Like, and I don't want to take it back. Like, I want to stand in my truth.
Exactly.
I want to stand in my truth. I want to stand on business, as people say. I want to own the fact that I was that vulnerable, because there's days where I'm just not that vulnerable. There's days where I'm like,
Mm.
my shields are up, my walls are, like completely cemented around me. And I'm like, what was I thinking? But then there's days where I'm like, today I feel very vulnerable. I feel very exposed. I feel very comfortable in that seat, but it's not every day that I feel
You
like
said,
that
you
space.
said, just to clarify, you said, I feel very comfortable.
Yes.
Okay, because it just sounded like you might have said quickly uncomfortable. So I
No,
just
no,
want
I
to
feel very
clarify.
comfortable in being vulnerable today. Like
Yeah,
today, I feel like I've exposed myself. I feel very comfortable exposing
good.
myself. I feel very like I can sit in this seat and be extremely vulnerable and extremely raw. And then like maybe like 3 days ago, 3 days from now, and I'll look at this video and go, what?
Help, help. But here's what I think. Going along with all of these things we've been talking about, it's every little step,
Yeah,
every little touch that we kind of reach out and do something that's a little more vulnerable than we normally are, or a little more truthful towards who we really are. Those are the building blocks to uncovering our new self. Because every day we're changing, you know? It's not
Yeah.
like we were Cath 1.0 in 2010 and
Yeah.
now I am Cath 2.0 in 2026.
No, and I'm always talking to you about that. How like that's what makes revision so hard is that you're just not the same person that you were,
Exactly.
And but you have to match that same tonality and same vigor that you were.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
I agree. I totally understand what you're saying. Like you're saying like that you just, that you, it's almost like you have to pay homage to your past self. Like you're just like, that's who I was. I respect that person.
Yes.
I've learned and grown that I don't have to be that vulnerable all the time. I don't, it's kind of like what I've been learning in my emotional health that I've been going on this journey is about being personal without being personal. So there's personable and then there's
Yes.
personal.
Yes, agree. But there's a lovely Karen Samuelson on Substack. She just said the other day something that really resonated because usually when I'm talking about my former self and my mistakes and whatever, I kind of lean on Maya Angelou and what she has said and about forgiving but Karen has said, forgive your younger self. You were running on a beta version. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, for writers, that is so cool because we all know what it's like, you know,
Yeah.
to ask for beta readers or to be a beta reader.
Oh yeah. It's a
And there
very,
are things to correct,
yeah.
always. And
Yeah.
even when your book is out, you look at it and you go, oh, I wonder why I said it that way. And I wonder, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're like, I just want to reorder this paragraph really quickly.
Yes, yes. And you can't. You can't.
No.
And my publishers just emailed me a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was a bit more now, and they said, we're starting the second printing of your book. And I'm like,
Oh yay.
wait, no, but when
Congratulations.
you think of things you want to tweak and change, but
No, it's not
it's
possible.
done. It's out
Yeah.
in the world. It's not your
Yes.
book anymore right now.
No, it's not. That we've talked about that too, and I think
Yeah,
that goes along with writer's regret. Is that there is no regret because you had the book within your possession for a
that's
very
it.
long time, and now it is no longer yours. Like you have gifted it. It is becomes the reader's gift, and there's no reason to have writer's regret because it's
No.
not yours to regret anymore. It's not in your control. It's not
Hmm.
it's not part of your possession. Now the book that's on my computer, maybe I'm gonna be a little bit
Yeah.
more, aware and self-aware, and take the lesson of being so vulnerable and so exposed, and maybe not be so that way. I don't
Mm.
know, but maybe not, maybe even more so. I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. I want to go back to this book that I'm currently reading. It's called
Okay,
Once.
what about the one you're writing? The one you're writing is really exposing.
Oh, yeah, that one. The one I'm writing is.
I mean,
Mm.
but I implore you not to have writer's regret as you're writing it. Like I really
What?
want
Say that
you
again.
do
Say.
not have writer's regret as you're writing it. Like I want you to just write it,
I
you know?
I I am doing that, and yet there's always that little thing in the back of my mind saying, once it's out, I no longer, because I understand that in a
Yeah.
whole new way. Once it's out, I cannot pull it back. Once it's
Yeah.
out, everything that was my family
Yeah.
is could change.
Well, just like our, yeah.
Maybe it never could, never would. But my desire is one. This is my desire. I want to I want to celebrate my mother. I don't want the last years of her life to be buried in
Oh,
that
I love
disease,
that. I love that for you.
and I want her suffering to somehow illuminate other people's
Yeah.
lives and help them along their way as because the boomer generation now is aging
Yeah.
so fast. And this is more and more prevalent, more and more common. And the majority of the books that I've been exposed to as I was caring for my mother were technical or kind of fictional and or very, very heavy. And when you're dealing with this, you can't deal with heavy, really.
No, no, and what I'm loving about this particular book for you is just such introspection. Like,
Mm,
it's like you are like, talk about, giving yourself grace. Like, you're really going back in time, looking at yourself with such a micro lens, and
ugh.
looking at all of your decision making, all of your choices, and really having to find a level of empathy for yourself,
Mm.
and I think it's just so beautiful. I mean, I know this book is a homage to your mother and your father, and I get that, but like, I really believe that it's also a homage to yourself. Like, you are really paying respect to the person that stepped up, took on that
Yeah,
role, that
yeah.
heavy, heavy role, and you might not have done it perfectly, but you did it to your best ability. And, I mean, gosh, I'm just like, I can't wait to read it. I'm just really excited.
Well, talking about beta readers,
Yeah. Woo! I'm
Nick,
right
would you,
here.
on camera, would you like to be my beta reader?
Absolutely. You can start sending me pages whenever you're ready. I am ready. I
Oh,
am ready
thank you,
for you.
thank you, thank you.
1,000%. And I will do it with grace and honor and absolute
Oh,
privilege. So, for
oh, thank
absolutely.
you so much.
And that, you know what? Honestly, that totally ties into the whole writer's regret,
Yes,
the theme of this episode, because I'm gonna help you get through that regret if you
thank
have
you.
some, because I'm going to sit there and I'm gonna, take in what you're giving and allow it to, maybe even heal parts of me, and
Well,
it's beautiful.
I have one writer in the UK who I think I've mentioned it before. We send words every single day. So she is sort of like the the alpha beta reader. I don't know what you call them.
No, she's the conductor of your
She's the
construction.
raw. Yeah, we keep each other accountable.
Yes.
Um, but she has already said, I can't tell you how this has helped me with dealing
Oh my
with
gosh.
something in my life or looking to that or
Yeah.
and you just think, gosh, we shouldn't have so much ego.
No. And I think that's where the regret comes from, right? The regret has to come from
Yes,
ego.
yes, it's got to come from
The
ego,
the
right?
book the book came from such a pure place. Like, no ego was involved when I wrote the book, because you almost have to strip yourself of ego to get to that level of vulnerability, and then like the ego comes back and raging. Like, you locked
Yes.
me in a cage and you wrote this?
Go
How
back in the
dare you?
cage.
How dare you?
Yeah, it's interesting because I know I started this book about 4 years ago
Yeah.
and I couldn't.
Well,
I,
you weren't in the right frame of mind yet.
yes, or I wasn't in the right growth, or I
Yeah.
wasn't in the, I don't know what it was, but
Well,
wow.
I think the work meets us where we need to be.
Yes,
The work
yes,
waits. The work
exactly.
waits. I mean, I love big magic. I will never not love big magic, but I do think that some works do wait for us.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And
The
they
right
tell
book.
us, and they tell us when they're ready.
Yes.
Just like you had this little aha moment, we'll just keep it under wraps right now.
Oh, yes.
But this morning, an aha moment, and we both went to it. We understood it. We recognized it. We celebrated it
Yes.
because when the work comes, new or old,
Yeah.
chase it, trust it,
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah.
Everything else can wait.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, yeah, and I will not have writer's regret about that.
Fabulous. I
Well,
love
writer
that.
friends, I can't believe it's been 15 minutes. I have enjoyed this conversation, and I really hope you don't get writer's regret. Please, have some empathy for yourself.
Yeah, talk to us.
Yes, send us some comments. But please subscribe and like to our channel. Please support us. We support you. We are doing this out of the kindness of our hearts, and we just love doing it. We love sharing our experience. So, writer friends, it's been a pleasure. Love you.
Always, always a pleasure. Love you, Nick. See you next time.